Hey everybody, Laura A. Grace here, and I'm so excited. You guys can see I have more special guests today, and today is going to be so awesome because they're going to be chatting with me about what manga I am reading next month from Fine God Anime. But let's go ahead and welcome our guests. Hey guys!
Hi! Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, both of you. I'm so excited for today and just like chatting with you guys. Like it's gonna be really, really cool. I hope so. If you guys want to do, I guess, a quick mini intro of yourself. I guess. What's the latest manga you've been reading? I was trying to think like what's a stress-free way to answer this question.
I'm Marg. Hi, I'm from Marg Reads Manga over on Instagram and YouTube, and I make manga related content. And the latest thing I've been reading, I recently binge read the whole series of Mars. It's an older shoujo series. Highly recommend.
I saw that on Goodreads that you binge read it, and I was like, we'll have to talk about your thoughts later, because I was like, she didn't leave any reviews. I was like, what did she think?
I know. I was tearing through the volumes. I'm like, I don't have time to review this right now. I need to know what happens next.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better about leaving a review right after I read something, but it just didn't happen with that series.
The struggle is real. How about you, Stef? You want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Stef. Some of you I probably follow on YouTube and Instagram. My Instagram handle is andstefwaslike. And the last manga that I read or I'm currently reading right now is Kiss Me at the Stroke of Midnight. I think I'm on volume 7 right now.
Oh, that's so exciting! That is.
I love that series.
I was just about to say, it's like one of Mark's favorite manga right there, and somebody else is reading it too. And I'm like, man, I need to get it because our library doesn't have it, and I keep hearing such glowing things about the ending of the series, or like as it keeps going, that I've heard it's really, really good.
I actually started reading it because I'm in Marg's her
that's right
club, so yeah. So I couldn't stop reading and I ended up buying more.
Yeah, that one's a good one. I picked that one specifically because I felt like not a lot of people picked it up, and it's a total gem, and I was like, more people need to read this, so I'm gonna pick it. And everybody ended up liking it, I think, for the most part. There were some who were like, I don't know if I'm going to continue, but they liked it. So I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Me too. I am too. That was one of the manga that I was like, man, I wanted to continue, but it was one of those moments where you have to pick and choose of like which manga you're going to pick up next. And I need to put it higher back up on my radar. I guess I haven't read it yet, but yesterday I did buy another volume of Something's Wrong with Us. So I feel like that's my latest thing that I'm trying to get so I can like binge read that next. So I don't know, I feel like that one's going to be pretty extreme on the drama, but it's like a drama that you can't stop reading.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to pick that up.
I've heard really good things about it, and I was surprised like how much I enjoyed what I read in volume 1. I mean, it's very different from what I read, but it's like this is really good. Even though I said there's so much drama, which isn't always bad, but it's just like this is not high school drama, I should say. There we go.
No, definitely not high school drama.
Oh man. Well, today, thank you guys for coming on to chat with me, like I said, about the results of the voting that took place on Instagram this month. It was so exciting. Like, wow, I'm excited I can actually chat with people about what was going on because there were 20 manga that people could choose from, and we did a voting every Friday of this past month, and it was bizarre. I know that you guys both voted, and I know you both chose Yona, I think, every Friday, and I thought that was so cool.
Yona for the win!
Yeah.
I can't say anything. So I was trying to think of what to say. I was like, don't spoil it, Lara. So, yeah, I was surprised, to see just in this first round alone how diverse everything was. But do you guys feel there were I can't remember that far back. And I tried going on Instagram earlier today to see if I could see the previous votes, but Instagram was being super uncool and would not let me go back to see. So were there other titles that you guys were rooting for from the beginning?
I guess for me, I really liked A Silent Voice. I have that
Mm,
one in my collection. I think that's a really good one.
okay.
Um, but yeah, I think I haven't actually read any of the Yona mangas, but I did watch the anime and I watched like the first few episodes and I got immediately sucked in. So
Really?
it's on my radar of once I'm like when I'm done reading because I feel like I have to finish reading a whole series first before I can
Okay.
commit to a new one. I can't jump around. So
Yeah.
when I'm done with this one, that's my next one.
Man, I should apply that personally for
That's
me.
a
I
good
feel like
goal.
that would be a good decision for me to do.
Yeah.
How about you, Mark? Were
Let's
there other
see.
series? I can't remember.
There
I
was
I
a
feel like
few. Yeah, I kind of jumped around. I did vote for A Silent Voice too, just to see
okay,
what your thoughts were. Same with Comey Can't Communicate, and what was the other one? I think You're Lying April because I just picked up volume 1 a couple
okay,
weeks ago, and I remember watching the anime, but I didn't really get into it, but I don't know if
okay.
that's because I was totally distracted.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just seeing your thoughts on like some of those. And I think I might have voted for Arsalan as well. So,
Uh,
I jumped around a whole bunch.
yeah. I was glad that, like, people, like, did that. Was funny too, like, I'll talk, I guess, about that later, but, like, seeing, there was one person, I can't remember who it was, but every week they would vote for Full Metal Alchemist with a whole bunch of explanation points after it, and I was just like, I really feel like they want me to read it, and so it was cool seeing how people, yeah, would choose different manga, especially, like, if I knew that they had read it or if they had seen the anime or something, like, that was really cool, and as these results are going to show, it was super diverse across the board. So I highlighted the ones that were the lowest because I forgot to say that it was supposed to be the 4 lowest. Let me think of how I'm trying to word this. That the ones that got the least amount of votes would get booted, so to speak, or wouldn't make it to the next round. And I will say for this, I am shocked My Hero Academia did not get more votes. I honestly thought it was going to, and I just don't know if that's because I only know like one person off the top of my head that's reading it or what, but I guess I was like, man, I feel like it's so loved like overall in just the anime manga community. I was really, really shocked it did not make it to the next round.
Yeah, that's a big one. I figured it would at least be, not eliminated the first round.
Yeah. Yeah, and I forgot to say I highlighted the ones, yeah, that were the ones that were gonna not make it to the next round.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that.
Same as Kuroko basketball. That's one I've heard a lot about recently, so I'm surprised that one's gotten
I
didn't
do
get very much.
remember you were the only one who voted for
Maybe
that
that was
one.
me.
Yeah, you're the only one that voted for us. I was like, I'm glad somebody voted for it. So, but Yona was a super trailblazer this first volume. Like, she was smoking everybody. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Like, it was cool
Woohoo!
seeing the love for Yona, followed by, I think it was for the first round, A Silent Voice was another big one that a lot of people that was probably the second one that was getting the most votes. And then as you see with Full Metal Alchemist and Demon Slayer, which really surprised me because I was like, I don't know a lot of people that talk about Demon Slayer. So I was surprised to see that it was the 4th most voted one that first week.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Poor
so that was
Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh!
yeah, I
We
was a
didn't get
little
any.
bummed. Yeah, I was a little bummed. I was a little bummed, not because I think that was the thing is I never watched Yu-Gi-Oh growing up because I was always like Team Sailor Moon with all the brightness and sparkles. So
Yeah.
it's like I feel this would be an opportunity to actually check it out, but I'm still on the fence. I know my library has it, so I was like, maybe in the future I'll still check it out just to see like what it's about, I guess. So that was our first round, and so this was the second round of the manga that were up for voting, and I feel like this was a pretty solid list. I guess the first one was too, but I felt like there was a lot more favorites that definitely made it that I had seen love for in the community quite a bit.
Mhm.
And this was the results though, and I laughed because I feel like there was definitely a trend. I was like, okay, Yona, but I was shocked for this one though that A Silent Voice won. Like there was a lot of love
Wow.
for it. And though I think
Maybe that's
somebody
when
did,
the omnibus came out, or the new edition. Maybe that's when it came out.
you know, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that because, yeah, it was like, I think what Yona, I mean, Yona was still in the top 3, but I was surprised that Yona did not take first place again. I was like, okay, I was like,
Yeah.
everybody's on the bandwagon for a silent voice, which isn't a bad thing or anything, but I was really surprised by that. And I think at this round, that Full Metal Alchemist was the one that was the trailblazer. So, because there was a lot of like love for that one too.
Yeah, I was just looking it up. Silent Voice, the collector's edition, released May 24th. So not quite in June, but
Wow,
wait,
really?
no, this was
Still pretty recent.
this was last month, right?
I thought it just released this past month.
I thought it did. Maybe that was the original. 'Cause I feel like it was later than that. I feel like it was in June.
Yeah, that's what I felt
Published.
too. So this week was definitely interesting because all of the ones that I highlighted were tied for the second lowest. And oh my goodness, I could not believe, yeah, this is the one that Comey Can't Communicate did not get any votes. Like, I was so shocked. Like,
Yeah.
that was honestly for one of my predictions. I truly thought Comey Can't Communicate was going to go the whole way. And I think this week One Punch Man got a vote because I like went and bugged my husband. I was like, if you want One Punch Man to stay in this, you need to go vote for him. And so that one's his vote. But I was like, man, and same as Naruto, because I was like, I've never read it, I've never seen it, and I really thought that people were gonna be like, well, you need to see it, and so we're gonna vote for it. So rather than taking out everybody, I just did a like randomizer where I like randomly matched them for doing like 3 sets of polls. And so the first one that I did was Rising of the Shield Hero versus Weathering with You. And I was super shocked that I tried going to see the results for this, like how many people voted, like what the number was. But like for the longest, Weathering with You was just totally like annihilating Shield Hero. And I was like, I didn't know that this many people, like, I guess, loved Weathering with You. I don't know if they voted for it specifically for the anime or like the movie or because of the manga, because I know at least one person really enjoyed the manga and the anime. So I was still really surprised by that. And I was a little bit bummed because I was sort of holding out that maybe Shield Hero would win because I watched the first season and I really enjoyed it. So I was like, I'd be curious about the manga. So I was like, okay, that's okay. But the second one, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I voted Weathering with You on that one because I'd never heard of Shield Hero before, so I'm like, oh,
Really?
Weathering with You. I've read the anime, but read the anime. I've read the manga. I haven't watched the anime though, but I heard it's really good.
That's what I heard. I feel like, was it you and me, Marg, that talked about Weathering with You about remembering the sound of the rain in the manga? Was it, yeah, of how.
That one or Garden of Words. Yeah, one of those.
So I feel like other people have said that too, and I think I read the first volume when it like first came out long time ago. And that was one thing that I remembered is like, I was really amazed at how the manga was able to capture the sound of rain and like feel like you can actually hear it, even though you couldn't hear anything, if that makes sense.
Cool.
I'm gonna have to check that one out too.
Yeah.
After.
Yeah. I guess I should say I apologize in advance for any manga that anybody picks up from this. I know my friends have been trying to convince me to definitely, if I don't read the manga, they're like, you need to at least watch the anime or the movie because it's so good and very emotional. I'm trying to think of the other, I can't think what it's called, but I know there's another significant movie like that that's really emotional and really pulls you in. I feel like I can see the title in my head or like the cover or the movie poster, whatever, but I'm like, I don't know what it is. So it'll come to me later, I suppose.
Midnight.
Yeah.
That's usually when those things happen.
It's so true. It's so true. I think that was me last night. That was like, it was 11:30 and I was like, you were supposed to send that email. And I was like, well, I've already shut down my computer. I'm in bed. I'm not getting out to go send this. Let's see. For the second poll, I felt sort of bad. Like this was completely random, but I was like, man, One Punch Man versus, was it Kakurio? Bed and Breakfast for Spirits. And I was like, these cannot be like more different. I mean, shoujo versus superheroes. I felt really bad, but I I honestly thought One Punch Man would win this one as well, but Kakuryou, for majority of the time, was in the lead. And I feel like that one surprised me a lot because nobody really voted for it in the first 2 rounds. So I was like, well, it's not gonna probably go far. And then to see it do pretty well. I mean, but it was evenly near before the poll ended. I think it was pretty matched, and there was even a tie for a little bit. I don't know who broke the tie, but I was really, really surprised by that because I don't really know anybody that reads the Kakuryou.
I don't either.
Yeah, I think Pippa from Strawberry Shoujo. I think she's the only one that's talked about it that keeps up or did keep up with the volumes. And I'm trying to think of like, when did we even have a release of that volume? Because or did it already end? Do you guys know? Because I'm like,
no idea.
You never see it in stores.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
Yeah, that's another one. I tried watching the anime. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, somebody said the anime was different than the manga, and that the manga was better. Yeah, I don't know. That one, yeah, definitely surprised me. And then the last one was Demon Slayer versus Fairy Tail, and I felt so bad for Fairy Tail because it had no votes. Demon Slayer had like 15 votes for like a long time, and I was like, poor Fairy Tail. It's not very popular apparently.
So long. I think people just don't want to start that because I know that's me.
Yeah, that is true. And then now it has like all of those different spin-offs where it's like Fairy Tail this, Fairy Tail that.
Yeah,
so it's like
it gets confusing.
Yeah. So I know my husband was hoping that would win. And I had mixed feelings about if I wanted it to win because I watched the first episode of his other series by that manga. I think it's Eden's Zero. And that was pretty interesting. It was I haven't watched any more of it, but I did enjoy the first episode. So I think all of those polls though, like really surprised me. Except for maybe Demon Slayer. I think that was the only one that I was like, okay, yeah, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that kind of shocks me. I guess the One Punch Man didn't win. Demon Slayer's like, yeah, I figured that would win. And I didn't know about Shield Hero, but I'm like, well, Weathering of You has, a manga and an anime, so that might. So, but yeah, I think I'm just mostly surprised by the One Punch Man.
Yeah. How about you, Steph?
So for like the first poll, I have not read or actually heard of these two. I'm still kind of going back into my manga reading because I had to take a really long hiatus from school.
Okay.
Or for school rather. But I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't surprised by the third poll.
Okay.
I mean, I felt like, I can't remember what I voted, but I'm pretty sure it was Demon Slayer.
Yeah. I was surprised this weekend. It's sort of, I guess, off topic, but talking about Demon Slayer, that my brother, who's not into anime, he's like, yeah, I finally watched it because like my friend wouldn't shut up about it. And he's like, I just decided to watch it. And he's like, I've been hooked. And I feel like that's maybe what it is for like, I feel like that was me too. That was like, I'm just going to see what this is about because I kept hearing about it everywhere. So it's like, even if you've never seen it or don't know much about it, you still know about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I don't know if that's true for you ladies, but it just, us talking about that and you guys sharing, that you weren't surprised by that one, that just sort of reminded me. Because I think that's how my brother said too. He's like, my friend kept telling me, he's like, then I started getting these random pop-ups on Facebook about it. And he's like, I just sat down and watched it. So it was just, it was interesting. It was really interesting.
It's everywhere.
It is.
It's super popular in Japan too. Like everywhere you turn, there's like Demon Slayer merch and like Demon Slayer this, Demon Slayer that. And it's like, okay, maybe I need to see what this is all about.
Yeah. I don't remember after these votes. Okay, I was like, I don't remember what the top 8 were, but these were the final ones before the big reveal, I guess, of tonight of what was going to be in the running. And I would love to hear you guys' predictions before I share what manga actually, or the 4 manga that won. So what do you guys think, looking at this list? The 4... Yeah.
I'm going to go with Yona.
Yeah.
Then maybe Silent Voice.
Okay.
Your Lie in April and Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Maybe not necessarily in that specific order, but
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good.
Let's see, I'm thinking Full Metal Alchemist, Silent Voice, probably Demon Slayer and Yona. Those are my
Yeah.
guesses.
Those were so good. Well, I will say that you guys were pretty, I think you guys were 3 out of the 4 right, because for the most voted, me and my stuff, I thought I organized it. Okay, yeah, there it is. I did it. So of course, Yona did come in first place. So I will
Yay!
finally be reading Yona after I don't know how long everybody's been telling me to read Yona. I'm really, really excited. I'm gonna hold off though until I think the end of July because I saw volumes 2 and 3 are finally gonna come back in stock at the end of July. So this one I'll start reading, I should say, at the later part of the month. But I'm so excited. It came in the lead, I think it was like with 13 votes for this one. And then for the second one, you guys were also right, a Silent Voice 1 as well. So I don't
such
have
a good
volume
one.
1. I only have volume 7, but I do have I think it was, 1, 2, and 3 are currently on, like, somebody checked them out. But this one I'm so excited. Though if I cry and I sob through this, guys, you guys owe me tissues. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm like so nervously excited about it because everybody has said that I think, or pretty much everybody I know that's seen it or read it, that everybody has cried.
I feel like I need to pick it up and see if I do. So it doesn't really happen as often.
Really?
No,
I will
it
say,
takes a lot.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like it depends on what's going on. Though I was shocked. Somebody said that they cried reading the end of Shortcake Cake, the manga, and that was
Oh,
like
I did.
what led me to go. Well, one of the reasons that led me to go start reading it. I was like, well, I wonder if I'll cry too.
So
I
that's
know I
actually
did.
like A Silent Voice is probably one of the 3 mangas that I've actually cried reading.
Really?
So the only other one I can think of is I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. That one
Oh,
I cried.
yeah. I have been on the fence of picking that up specifically because people have been saying they've cried. And I feel like that one's like, I feel like A Silent Voice, maybe it has a little bit more of a, we're going to rip your heart out, but we'll put it back in and you'll feel, oh, Steph, are you still there? Okay, went
I'm
out for a
still here,
second on my
sorry.
end, sorry. But yeah, I feel like A Silent Voice is sort of like, it rips your heart out, but it puts it back in and at least mends it a little bit better. While the Pancreas one, I feel like just straight out rips your heart and just leaves you crying on the floor.
It's like, there you
I
go.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, I feel I'm a little bit better about manga. Like, if I know that somebody has cried reading it, I'm like, okay, I won't completely like block out this manga, never pick it up, which used to be like my policy with like movies or novels. Like, as soon as somebody said they cried, I was like, nope, that's not for
I
me.
love
We're never gonna
that.
pick it up, never touch it. So no, look at us, or look at me, I should say, reading manga that makes you cry, because this is another one this was actually the ones for 3 and 4 tied. And so I'll just go with this one, and that is Your Line April one as well.
Oh, that one's
We have
good too.
I didn't know this was the final volume. That volume 11 was. I thought it was 12 volumes, but I've heard people have cried in this one too, and so I'm like, okay, so 2 of the 4 are just gonna make me sob my heart out, I guess. But I am excited to try this one too, because I feel like in a way it's sort of maybe one of those like classic ones that make you cry. Like, I feel like it's maybe recommended often with A Silent Voice. I don't really know if that's true, but it feels like it's one of those that, like, if you want a heart jerker manga, here you go.
Yeah. That was, yeah. I've heard that it's like a classic, so I'm curious about it because I start watching animes and I don't know what it is, but sometimes I really can't get into the anime, whether it be like
Mm.
the voice actors they chose for the English dub,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
start watching it them, like same with the silent voice. Like everyone's like, "Oh, it's so good, so good." I'm like, I tried watching the anime and I just didn't connect with anybody.
Mm.
I don't know if that was the anime or the story. So I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I watch most of them subbed now. I think I watched
Yeah.
Spy X Family this whole last weekend, I spent
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
entire weekend watching it, so yeah, I had to watch that one. So
Yay!
it was so good, but
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Yes.
one, yeah, that one's good. Like, I have no complaints there. I don't know if it's because I read the manga first and then watching the
Oh,
anime. I feel like that's my issue is like if I go for the anime, although I did watch Yona first and then read the manga. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. I wish I could
well,
like pinpoint exactly.
yeah. Well, I think it's funny for me with anime. I have never finished a shoujo anime. Like I will start them, but I don't finish them. And but if it's in manga form, I will devour it. But like
Mhm.
anime, I don't know what it is. I resonate with that so much. But like let it be a shonen anime and I will binge watch that. But let it be a shonen manga and it'll sit on my shelf for a good hot minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't understand. I'm like, they're the same thing, just a different content form. But like I said, yeah, the voice acting could definitely, I can imagine, affect that. Though I feel a little embarrassed to admit that I'm one of those. I've only done it with Spy Family, but I have like told my husband, I'm like, this scene wasn't in this chapter, or this didn't happen in the manga like this. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I was like, I don't want to be that person. But maybe since we're at home, I can write it to you. I mean, it's not bad. Like, I love Spy Family, so that's definitely not bash. I just thought that was funny because I feel like that's the first time where I actually read the manga first and then watched
Mhm.
the anime. So I was able to like compare and I was like, I don't like this. I'm like, I just want to appreciate it for what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
So,
so I didn't want to interrupt. I apologize, but I have to get going.
oh,
So, but
thank you.
thank you both for having me.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was cool
thank you
chatting
for
with you.
coming.
Thank you.
So I
Have a
hope you
good
enjoy the
night.
rest of your evening.
You as well. Take good care.
You too. Bye,
Bye.
Bye.
Steph. Thanks
Bye.
again.
Of course. Thank you.
But I guess for the last one that
Mhm.
won, or was tied for the final one, was Full Metal Alchemist. Definitely won. So I decided to get the omnibus since it
Oh,
was
nice. Mhm.
I happened to see on Amazon it was like running a deal, and I was like, man, the hardbacks are super pretty, but I was like, you get more for your money. So I got the omnibus.
Yeah. I
I
didn't even know
think.
they had that, omnibus.
Yeah, I was like really surprised and really confused. Apparently, they have the singles, and then they have the omnibus, and then they have the hardbacks.
Oh my.
So I was like, I felt so behind the times, and I, for the first time ever, read the preview of the first chapter, or like the first few pages, because this was really weird and doesn't let you read the first chapter. Most of their manga they let you read
Mm.
the first chapter of the first volume.
Mhm.
No, they would not. So I had to like I think eventually I went to the singles of the first volume and was able to read it, and I'm really really curious. I'm thinking about making this the first one that I read for this challenge of sorts
Mhm.
because it's the one that my library had. I have some of the other volumes here. I don't have all of them. Like I have I know volumes 13, 14, 15. So let's see, 16, 17, 18, and I think it goes all the way up to 21, 24, yeah, all the way up to volume 27. So
Oh,
that
wow.
looks really blurry, sorry. I think I'm only missing 3 volumes because I have some in my bedroom. So, but I figured since I have all those, or almost all of them, that I probably would try and start Full Metal Alchemist first.
Yeah.
And I feel excited. I was like, I feel like I was like, I feel like I'm being a good manga reader and actually learning more about a classic manga.
Yeah. Doing some research and study there.
Yeah, I was like, I
Yeah.
feel like I have sort of the best of both worlds currently with having like a silent voice for like their dramatics, not dramatics. I
Mhm.
feel bad. I shouldn't have said it that way, but like the
Drama.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
having that with Your Lie in April. So we got those, and then having one of the best shoujo right now, and then just the
Mhm.
classic shonen. So I was like, I feel like
Yeah.
I have a nice diversity, and
I think you
for the
do.
results of
Wow,
round
look
3,
at that.
yeah, Yona was straight up trailblazing. I mean, like, it was like everybody had like 1 vote, and Yona had like 5 or 6 votes. I was like, oh my goodness. I
Wow.
was really shocked how far Yona was pulling ahead so quickly. And surprisingly, Weathering with You had a lot of early votes in the beginning. That definitely surprised me quite a bit. And yeah, Silent Voice came in with 12, Yona came in with 13, and I think Full Metal Alchemist and Your Line April came in with 6. I thought about, since Demon Slayer finally made it to the final round, and I was sort of hoping it would win, I was like, I think maybe not, definitely not this month or next month, but hopefully by the end of the year, that I'm like, I can read it. Because I was like, man, I'm impatient to know what's going to happen next, even though I did, when I read, I think it was like the first 2-3 volumes, I definitely preferred the anime over the manga. I was like, since I'll eventually get in content that I've never seen before, I was like, maybe I'll actually stick with it, because I didn't read past volume 3 at that time. So I wish I would have went back and counted to see, like the final votes of each round, because it felt like more people voted this round, but I wonder if it's just because there wasn't as much to vote for, and it felt like more people voted this round. I really don't know.
Maybe, yeah, since they're not all spread out, kind of like the first one, and the second one's got like a lot of leanness in the middle. But yeah, once you scrunch it down, I feel like maybe it was even. It's just less to vote for, yeah.
Yeah, because I do feel like with the final round, from what I remember, more people were choosing like just one manga compared to, I know that the first round people were choosing like 5 or 6 for most votes. Some people just voted like 1 or 2. So, but I didn't think that didn't dawn on me till now to like track to see how many people entered each time.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. So, but I really appreciate everybody that voted, and you and Steph voting. Like, it was cool just to be able to chat with you guys, and like, you know, you guys being able to see the end results of everything, because it just didn't even dawn on me when doing everything that other people might be curious to see like how each round went and such, because it was cool being able to keep track every weekend and see like, oh my goodness, like this is winning, or seeing this person continue to vote for the same manga. I'm trying to remember what my predictions were. I know Komi, I said, was going to win, and Komi didn't win.
Yeah, Komi fell apart there in the middle.
I know. I was really surprised. I know that technically, like, even though it didn't per se win, I'm like, I could always go back and reread it, but I feel like this challenge has like pushed me to, you know, try things I wouldn't typically pick up since of the shoujo fluff. I feel like I'm on that wholesome shoujo fluff train right now. So
I am too. I've gravitated toward like funny, like slice of life kind of shoujo stuff. So I'm like, I guess I'm just in the mood to read that right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
I have felt the same exact way. Though Shortcake Cake surprised me, and like how less fluffy it got by the end. I mean, it was so fluffy, but like a very emotional fluffy. Very emotional fluffy.
A lot of family drama, and it was just so good. I think volume 11 and the last volume were my favorite of the whole series. It was so good.
Well, that was really exciting just to talk to you ladies, and well, Steph's not here, but talk to you too, Marg, about like the results. Like, I appreciate you guys just sharing with me, and definitely everybody go follow them on Instagram. I have their handle right there. So Steph is at and Steph was like, and then Marg's on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, all under Marg Reads Manga. They both are amazing, and I hope you guys enjoy chatting with them. I know I have enjoyed chatting with you, Marg, and Steph too.
I always love chatting with you. And it was cool to chat with Steph. I've seen her around Instagram and in the manga club, and it's awesome to get like face-to-face time with people.
Yes, I totally agree. Yeah, because I feel like Steph and I have chatted like in DM about manga, so it was really cool. Yeah, being able to chat with her face to face too. Like, man, like I'm so glad like for the inspiration of this idea, because I was gonna do the manga shopping and then all the house stuff with our AC unit and water heater. Just put a stop on that, but I love doing this so much more. Like, it was just really exciting to talk to you guys about manga and just, you know, all those fun shenanigans. It's
always fun to talk about manga with friends.
Yes, I totally agree. And if you guys want to read some manga and enter to win some, remember my giveaway is still ongoing right now. I think the last day is this upcoming Thursday. I think it's the last day to enter, so totally go enter. Go follow Steph and Marg, and we totally appreciate you watching. Thank you, Marg, for chatting time with me, and Steph too, if you're seeing this later. You guys are so awesome.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I
And I
can't
hope
wait
you
to
guys
see your
have.
thoughts on everything you read. So that'll be
Yes.
awesome.
I guess I forgot to mention that yes, that next month. So let's see, the first Friday of July, I'm going to announce the giveaway winner for the giveaway, and then announce what I read this month, and then hopefully, maybe, I don't know, the next week we'll do Full Metal Alchemist, my thoughts on that. And I don't know, Marg, which one do you think I should read first? Should I read A Silent Voice first, or Your Lie in April?
Do A Silent Voice.
A Silent Voice?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm curious to see what your thoughts are.
Me too. Maybe I'll watch the movie afterwards as well, and or not, depending on how much this one wrecks me when I read it.
Right.
Hopefully.
If you want total devastation, then yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I was like, man, I am like so unprepared. I was telling my kiddo about what I knew of the manga and how sad it was. And he's like, Mom, he's like, that sounds pretty hard. I was like, it does.
Aww.
So I'm gonna have to make sure I'm like stocked up on tissues when I start reading that, because yeah. Yeah. Yeah, thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, go like and follow our awesome guests, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.